I want to talk to you about Casemiro and Varane. There are still circulating rumours that both those players will be removed in the summer. And it's a tough one to talk about, really, because first of all, I'm just going to run the polls as each player. Would you let Casemiro go? Yes or no? One major concern I have, however, is Sir Jim Radcliffe's sporting control, yes, but who holds the purse strings overall in this situation, says Ray. Ray, I think this is a great point. I think it's a great point from Ray. I find myself forgetting that the Glazers are still here. I can't remember who it was. Was it Man United Supporters Trust? Or was it 58? I don't know, because I didn't see it myself. But somebody sent me a screenshot of something yesterday that one of the fan groups had said they're convinced the Glazers will be gone in 18 months. And somebody asked me about it. And I said, well, I hope that guess is right, but absolutely no. I've heard absolutely nothing about that. And also, logically, it makes no sense. Why would the Glazers go in 18 months? Like, 18 months is no time, by the way. 18 months is Christmas next year. Like, what? Why would they go halfway through the season after next? Is that just because somebody said, what year is it now? 2024. Oh, I figured it out. It's because there was that rumour going round that Ineos were going to get rid of the Glazers by 2026. There was going to be that, what was it called? There was a rumour going round that when Ineos bought Man United, they were buying 25% now with an option to buy all of it in 2026. But we know that's not there. That's a myth. It's not there. When the official documents went out, there is nothing there that they can buy the whole club. So I hope so, but there's absolutely nothing legally out there or rumoured out there that Ineos and the Glazers are going to part ways in 18 months. In fact, the only thing legally there is that the Glazers can get rid of Ineos in 18 months, I think, or something like that. Not that I think that'll happen either. I think the Glazers, I forget the Glazers are still here because it's Ineos. But the Glazers still own half the football club, and I don't think they're going to go anywhere. I mean, at the end of the day, they're in a great position. If it all goes wrong, they can say it's on Ineos. If it all goes right, Ineos will take the credit, and their value in the club will go up. So I don't think we'll hear much about the Glazers. We don't talk about the Glazers because we forget about the Glazers, and that they're happy with that. They're in the background with 50%, like a silent majority owner, making their money. If it's on the director of football where the players work out, doesn't that risk more player power with signings going over the manager's head to the director of football if they're unhappy, says Glennie. Speak about Lacroix. We need to scout him, says Marcus Brown. Well, I've had him on my FIFA career mode, but I've never heard that United are scouting him, so there's not really much more I can say about that. But bringing it back to Casemiro and Varane, well, 61% of you wouldn't let Casemiro go in the summer. So let's just do a quick Varane one as well, because that sort of feeds into what I want to talk about. So would you let Varane go? There we go. My point on this really is that the rumour is, and has been for quite a while, that because they're on big wages, United want to move them out. And that's it. I don't have anything to add to that. It's literally because they're on big wages, United want to move them out. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because there are so many things. And I remember saying this. Remember on Christmas Eve when it broke that Ineos deal had been done? I mean, we move on. But in a way, it was memorable. But what football club announces at 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve, stuff like that? There's just no care for the fans at all. Anyway, I remember saying it on that Christmas Eve stream. I said, excitement, positivity, hope, all those things are correct. But as time moves on, there are so many hurdles to jump that they might fall at that we will get frustrated with. I think a lot of what's been done so far is encouraging. Berardi specifically, Dan Ashworth as well. But there are decisions that it's almost like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, isn't it? Like I don't know how it's going to go. I hope we keep moving forward, but we just don't know if they're going to make a bad move from our point of view. And what I mean by that is, if you remove Casemiro and Varane to save £500,000 a week, but you keep Maguire and McTominay, who are worth £60 million in transfer fees, make that make sense. So you remove a better midfielder and a better centre-back to save £500,000 a week, but you keep Maguire and McTominay, who are worse, when you could cash in for 60 million. And that, to me, I don't understand. I understand looking at their wage and going, they're expensive, we're broke. But I don't understand. Basically, it becomes a cost-saving exercise, but a reduction in talent in the squad. We become weaker to save money. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it does concern me a little bit. But I think both players would like to stay. But I think there will be shocks in the summer. I mean, De Gea, we can't act like we've not had big shocks at Man United. Like, I think sometimes we do wander into a sense of vulnerability, a false sense of security. That's what I meant, where we think, oh, I can't imagine United just selling Casemiro to Saudi Arabia for 40 million. I just can't imagine it happening. I can't imagine that. Well, you should. The De Gea thing was unbelievable last summer, but it happened. The Ronaldo thing the year before that was unbelievable, but it happened. Sancho not playing football for 3 months because of a tweet was unbelievable, but it happened. The Greenwood situation was unbelievable, but it happened. There's been a lot of things at United that have happened over the last 2 years that you would have thought, oh my God, that won't happen. So I definitely think there's going to be 2 or 3 shocking things in the summer. I hope we don't I hope Casemiro and Varane don't go. I think they're massive influences in the dressing room. Every player you speak to or listen to in an interview, it's always Casemiro and Varane being mentioned. I think it'd be a big mistake to let them go, but I think it's definitely on the cards. And as I said, look, really important. I know we've spoken about it a lot, but the centre-back situation is the keys to the kingdom for Manchester United tactically. I saw somebody today talking about it. Again, I forget. It was quoted by a fan on social media saying, "Oh, watch this. It's so right about the issues with Man United." And I watched it, and I was like, I felt like crying, really, because I was like, this journalist had put this article out about what Ten Hag's trying to do with the centre-backs, but he can't do it because he hasn't got the players. And it was a Today article, and people were like sucking it off, basically. And I was like, oh, and I'm not just saying me, we have been talking about this all season, pretty much since the first game pretty much all season, because Martinez has been out all season. And I was like, this is what happens sometimes. It's like when Carragher was jumping around on Monday Night Football 2 weeks ago about the space in Man United's midfield, like he'd found it out himself. You know, it's like discovering bloody Disneyland in 2024, and then everyone's like, yeah, I've been loads of times. It's like we know this. So I was really surprised when I read that article today about this is a separate article now, about, you know, players that this particular journalist would sell. And they said, I'd sell Varane and Lindelof, buy Branthwaite and keep Maguire as third choice. And I was like, what games are you watching? Like, what games are you watching? How can you think that keeping Johnny Evans or Harry Maguire or Victor Lindelof as our third choice centre-back is going to make any difference? Next season will be like this year, basically. We have to have what Liverpool have got. Van Dijk and Matip's been injured most of the season, but then they can bring in Konate or Joe Gomez or Kwanzaa. Liverpool have got 5 centre-backs who can all play the same way as Van Dijk. They're not as good as Van Dijk, but they can all play high line and recover with pace. They've got 5. 5.
Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.